Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Mustache MMA. Welcome to the first episode of Parlay Plays, where we're going to go over a couple different types of parlays that I would like to play during each UFC card. This episode, we're going to go over Calvin Kattar versus the Giga Chikadze card. How it's going to go down is I'm going to break these parlays into three different categories. Even money parlays, which are about near even to plus 200. Juicy parlays, which are about plus 300 to plus 800, and some long shot parlays, which are plus 1,000 or above. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first, I'll start with even money parlays. My first parlay I want to play is Brian Kelleher money line and a Caitlin Chikadze decision. I think these are both really safe plays, to be honest. I think Kelleher fighting a late notice replacement in Kroom. I just don't think Kroom's gonna be able to get it done here. I think his cardio is gonna kill him. What I see happening is Kroom maybe making it competitive in the first round because he does go pretty hard. But being on 3 days' notice and not having a full camp, I see Kelleher kind of taking over easily. Kelleher could lose the first, but I see him easily taking the second, and the third if this goes to decision, potentially all three and getting a dominant win. Or most likely, I actually like Kelleher to get a finish here. Kroom with not the best gas tank, very easily hittable, gets sloppy with his takedowns at times. Especially when he starts to get gassed, which I think he will in this point. So I expect Kelleher to wrap up a neck in a nice guillotine that he likes to pull, or I expect Kelleher to kind of beat him up on the feet and knock him out. His last fight, Kroom against Alex Carreras, who's not known for striking, wobbled him a couple times in the third round. So I expect Kelleher to make quick work of him. I'm going to keep it to the money line just in case, but I don't mind a play inside the distance, but for this even money parlay, I'm going to keep it Kelleher money line. The other one is Chikadze by decision. Again, I think this is a really nice safe play. Chikadze has shown in a previous fight with Maya that she can be really dominant on the feet with her. She has that 4-inch reach advantage. She's really good at maintaining distance. She throws a lot of volume, and she's not much of a finisher. She always seems to get decision victory after decision victory. Jennifer Meyer might be able to win this one if she gets to the ground, but I don't think she'll be able to. At least I don't think she'll be able to do it very often. And I think Chikadze will be able to work herself back up to her feet, kind of knowing that she needs to be on her feet to win this fight. I expect Chikadze I expect the fight to be similar to the first one. Chikadze win probably 2 out of 1 rounds and just piece her up on the feet. So that parlay, Kelleher money line and Chikadze decision, I have it at plus 142. So a nice positive parlay there in the even money parlay category to start. I have another one, what I really like in the even money parlay category. It's Calvin Kattar and Giga Chikadze to start round 3. And then combine that with fight goes the distance with Brito and Algio. Kattar and Chikadze, Kattar is a really durable fighter. We've seen him take heavy damage from Max Holloway and not go down at all. Again, Holloway's not really, a damage fighter, more of a volume guy, but you saw him take some big shots there and not go down and just keep fighting. Tough guy, I don't think he'll be put down early with Chikadze if he gets put down at all, to be honest. On the other hand, Chikadze is really good at, keeping distance. He doesn't get hit often, but, Calvin Kattar is looking to, hurt him with that boxing. Calvin Kattar, also known as a really slow starter. That first round, he's not going to go really hard. I don't think either of these guys in the first round are really going to do a whole lot with this 5-round fight. Going to be a lot of kind of mental pictures in everybody's head, in both of these guys' heads. So I do really like that to start round 3. Honestly, I'd be shocked if someone gets a finish in the first 2 rounds. But it is MMA. Who knows what happens? But I think that's a really safe play. Also, I think is another safe play. Fight goes the distance, Brito and Algio. I don't see Brito being able to get a submission on Algio. Algio has dealt with much better grapplers in his UFC career and his career in general. He was submitted about once in his entire career. It was his only finish about 8 years ago to Shane Burgos, who's a top 15 featherweight. So again, I don't expect Brito to be able to get that submission. Potentially, maybe he could get that knockout, but I still don't see it. I mean, the reason being is Algio has that karate stance, low hands, big looping shots from an aggressive guy like Brito, who does have some power, could catch the chin of Algio if he's not careful and put his lights out. But Algio is really good at maintaining that distance and making guys miss. And especially those big shots, he makes people miss those big looping shots, which Brito is kind of that's his forte. Technicality isn't really there. It's more of a power shots. Algio, on the other hand, I don't see him having the power to be able to knock out Brito. Maybe Brito gasses and Algio can get him out in the third. And also, I don't think Algio is going to be able to get any kind of submissions. I mean, Brito, his last fight in the Contender Series, he fought a really high-level grappler and got out of some really sticky situations. A guillotine that looked so tight. I can't believe he tapped and got out of it. And then an armbar that was like pretty much in or really close to being in, and he got out of that as well. So again, I think really two safe picks in Kattar Chikadze to start round 3, and fight goes the distance for Brito and Algio. That actually sits that parlay sits at plus 171. So those are my 2 even money parlays. Moving on to some juicy parlays. These are plus 300 to plus 800 category. So what I have here is I have Holmes by submission or decision. I do like this play. I feel Holmes is the better fighter here. I don't think Jamie Pickett is UFC caliber. A lot of the guys he's fought aren't really good, and he's fought the guys who are good. He's lost to, and he beat Staropoli on his last time out, but Staropoli has shown that he lost 4 straight in the UFC. He really wasn't that good either. You could say the same thing about Holmes. He really hasn't had much of a competitive fights in his career either. A lot of cans as well. But I like Holmes here. I think he has the wrestling advantage, and I think he's going to be able to take Jamie Pickett down, with ease early and often. And I think that's going to wear on Jamie Pickett. And I think he's either going to get, a submission victory with a rear naked choke, or a decision. Both these guys, they don't throw a lot of volume on the feet. So it's going to be really close there. And then, Holmes has the wrestling advantage. I think he's going to get takedowns. I think he's going to get control time. He could potentially be able to take the back of Pickett, get that submission in. Maybe the chance of a ground and pound. That's the only way of a TKO and KO. And I think, Holmes may just, be hitting him on the ground if he has position to eventually get that choke and open that choke up. So Pickett, his takedown defense isn't the best, and his wrestling defense isn't the best. So I think that's a pretty good play for the juicy parlay category. Parlayed with that is going to be Royval inside the distance. I also like this one because Royval, super high pace. And this dude just does not stop. He's all over you. He's got high level jiu-jitsu. And his opponent, Bontorin, I mean, he's also really good. He has good jiu-jitsu as well. He's a really powerful guy, really big guy for the division. But he cuts a ton of weight for the division. And I think that's a disadvantage to him, man. We've seen in the past his I just don't think his cardio is there to be able to keep up with Royval. His fight with Kattar France. He had Kattar France's back for like 3-4 minutes, trying to sink in the rear naked choke. Couldn't get it, and then as soon as it got up to the feet, he was so tired, and he just got pounded out by Kattar France and finished. So I really think the pace of Royval is just going to kill Bontorin, and he's going to get finished in the later rounds, to be honest. So Holmes by submission or decision, and Royval inside the distance. That parlay is going to come in at plus 320. Another juicy parlay I got is this one's going to be three plays. I've got Brahima money line, Algio money line, and Borshevev knockout or TKO. So Brahia money line, I do favor him over Court McGee. I think he's going to have a dominant first round over Court McGee. It's all going to come down to that cardio and if he's been working on it or not. Court McGee has amazing cardio. If Brahima gasses himself in the first, expect Court McGee to take the second and the third round. But I believe in Brahima, man. I think he can either get a finish in the first, potentially. I don't think he will. Court McGee is a really durable guy. But, I think he could potentially get a finish there. I think he definitely has the clear wrestling advantage. I think it's close on the feet. I think he has the grappling advantage, too. Brahima money line is one part of the parlay. Algio money line, I do like, honestly, as well, especially at plus money. I mean, I think this is as close as it gets to a 50-50 fight. I mean, Brito, he's not the most technical guy. He's more of a power guy on the feet. Algio has the technical advantage in the striking. Brito, I expect him to get some takedowns, but Algio is really good at getting back to his feet, keeping his composure, limiting the damage on the feet. And I don't think he's going to really get enough control time with those takedowns to be in favor of the judges. Again, Algio puts out a good amount of volume out there as well. So, I think that technicality edge on the feet that Algio has and the volume is really going to be bad for Brito. Brito swings those big, heavy, aggressive looping shots, and I've seen it on a lot of the tape. Algio is really good at dodging those. He's in that karate stance, maintains his distance well, and is good at dodging those. Algio can get a takedown for himself as well, and he's more of a position over submission guy, which is good in favor of, the judges getting that position. I haven't seen Brito really on his back, but I would assume that Algio was able to hold down some other guys in his previous fights for a good amount of time. I would assume that he'd be able to do the same on Brito. The third leg in this parlay is Borshevev or Slava knockout or TKO. So I like this one because I just feel the fight's going to play out like so. Dakota Bush may win the first round. He's going to be really wrestling heavy. He's going to be wrestling like crazy. He's going to be throwing a high pace like he usually does. He's going to start the gas in the second and the third round. I think Slava has a good enough gas tank to where he can maintain his composure. It's going to be on the feet more in the second and more in the third round. And, Dakota Bush has a tendency to be very open to counters, and Slava having that crazy kickboxing experience of like 300 plus fights. He's looking for that counter early and often. I think he's going to get a finish in the later rounds as well after Dakota Bush kind of limits his gas tank enough. And I don't think Dakota Bush is going to be able to get a finish in the first round if he wins that first round. Slava works with Team Alpha Male, really wrestling heavy gym. So I got to think that he's been working hard on his wrestling, for the past 4 months since his last fight with all those guys over there. I think, he's not going to be able to do much. His takedown defense might be all right. But if he gets taken down, I've seen it before. He's pretty good at getting back up to his feet. And you would have to think that, he'd probably improve on that. Brahima moneyline, Algio moneyline, and Borshevev or Slava by knockout or TKO. That juicy parlay comes to plus 744. Love it. Now, on to the fun ones. We got the Longshot Parlays, plus 1,000 or more. So what I got here is Brahima by decision. Again, I went over Brahima a lot earlier, so I'm not going to go too far into it, but I think Court McGee is very durable. I don't expect Brahima to get a finish, maybe in the first round, but I do really favor a decision for Brahima. I think he wins the first and second round. Maybe Court McGee takes the third. The other one to pair with this, Algio by decision. Again, I went over Algio a little bit before. Again, I think he's the more technical fighter. He may get taken down, but I think he's going to get back up more. I think he's going to be landing more shots. I think he's going to be dodging those damaging shots. And, I don't think he's going to be on the ground he may be there often, but I don't think Brito's going to have the control that he needs to kind of get a favor in the judge's eyes. Okay, Brahima decision, Algio decision, that comes at plus 1,260. Love that. Nice juicy boy. Or long shot parlay. Next one, I have one more. So this one's a little fun. I like this one, and I alluded to it earlier in the video. Borshev or Slava by TK or knockout in the second or the third round. Again, I think Dakota Bush. I think he's going to win the first. I think he's going to really deplete his gas tank. I think Slava's going to be there with the higher gas tank. It's going to be on the feet. Bush is going to be lazy, open to counters. Slava's going to knock him out. And again, Royval by submission in the second or third round. I also like that one a lot too. So, you know, again, similar to a gas tank thing with Dakota Bush. Bontorin, I don't believe in his gas tank. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with the pace of Royval. Again, Bontorin could get a win in the first. Could win the first round. Could even get a finish. I don't think he'll get a finish though. And I think Bontorin's cardio is really going to come into play here. I think it's going to fail on him, and I think Royval is going to keep up that pressure, that pace that he usually does, and get him out of there in the second or third round by submission. He could get a knockout, ground and pound type thing. He does throw those heavy knees up the middle. He could get a straight knockout, and that could be bad for Bontorin. But I think I favor the submission here. I think Bontorin's just going to gas out, get lazy, lose positions more often. Royval's going to be there for the submission. So that one is a super long shot parlay, but I love it at plus 2,237. So some big parlays I got in there, and some more conservative ones as well. So the way I'm going to track this is my even money parlays, I'm going to put 1 unit on. My juicy parlays, I'm going to put a half a unit. And my long shot parlays, I'm going to put a quarter of a unit. So it's going to break down like that, and I'm going to track these parlays. As long as I do these videos and for all the episodes, you'll be able to see my track record. So yeah, I got 2 parlays for each category: even money parlay, juicy parlay, long shot parlay. If you guys like this video, please subscribe, please like. If you liked any of the parlays that I suggested, let me know down below in the comments. If you disagree with them, let me know. And if you got any parlays of your own, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Watch out for my reaction video coming out probably on Sunday or Monday on the fight. I'm going to break it down and kind of go through the card and kind of go through all my picks and if they won or lost. It should be cool. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.